we're jumping it right off with our special guest, of course, as he is a couple of weeks away from his next bout. That'll be on the No Excuse Promotions card in Washington, D.C., where he faces Isidro Curiel. With a record of 14-2 with 8 wins by way of knockout from Bowie, Maryland. And yes, he is a proud graduate of the Bowie State University. The sharpshooter himself, Greg Outlaw, is in the building, man. What's happening with you?
What's poppin'? What it do, brother?
Oh, man, all good, all good. Like I said, you got this big thing coming up here, June 28th. Entertainment and Sports Arena, having that fight with the Isidro Curiel, man. And I know that you're eager to get back there over in that particular arena. I know I was at the last fight that you had in there. First round knockout, man. That thing was only like a few seconds, man. So what is it to be ready and getting prepared for this about June 28th?
It's been good. It's always good to be fighting home. And we, like you said, back at the ESA arena. Last time we did, I had a spectacular performance, first round knockout, devastating one. So I plan on going in there June 28th and getting the job done by any means necessary.
Yeah, and that was against Wilfredo Buevas there where you're able to get that first round knockout. And, as mentioned, being part of this card for No Excuse Promotions, also ProBoxTV, features a number of fighters there in the DC area. Like, what's it to, be part of this card here that's going to have like Lamont Roach Jr., Jordan Roach, Derek Davis, and Ben Johnson also from the DC area?
Man, it's a beautiful thing. Like you said, a lot of local talent. You got Derek Davis, as you said, Lamont Roach Jr., the headline, defending his belt. Yeah, I recently added Trayvon Marshall, the sniper, Jordan, Ben, Eric Hernandez, and a few other people, Rihanna Rios, and a few TV bouts. But it's a beautiful thing to be able to fight alongside some of your stablemates. I spar with them, and I train with some of them. So it's a beautiful thing. It's gonna be a lot of great fights. It's a stacked card, and it's the place to be. June 28th.
Yeah, no doubt. June 28th, of course, like you said, the ESA, man, Entertainment and Sports Arena. Tickets available, at Ticketmaster and also through teamnoexcuse.com/tickets. So y'all be able to get your tickets. I know that you got a link on your social media as well for folks to get tickets too. So you also got to go on, the social media page there for Greg Outlaw and get tickets through there, man.
Hit me up.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Now, in your last bout, you got an early stoppage victory over Rondell Hubbard. And, a number of your recent victories have been like, early KOs. Have you been like, working on power in camp, or have you been seeing like what your opponent's work spot is?
You always want to feel your opponent out, make sure, because everybody's a live dog. So, but I've always been strong, and I'm only getting stronger. Shout out to GPT. And I go in there behind my jab, be smart, and then I know I can punch. If I hit you clean the right way, I know it's not good. And if you make any kind of face or any kind of like gesture, I know like you're on your way out probably. I just gotta stay patient, stay smart, and just get the job done.
Yeah. So if you see a weakness there, man, it's almost like, hey, man, I already know it's over. It's over.
It's over. It's by that time, you know what I mean? You just, like I said, stay patient. Just chop that tree down slowly by surely if I need to, and then when it's time, I know it's time.
Yeah, for sure. Mm-hmm. Now a number of fighters, in the boxing game, have like ties with their family as far as like coming up, as an amateur, as a pro. And one thing that stands out with you is that you've had your mother there be a key part of your career and being involved in your career. Like, how is it having her be there, for you, not just outside of boxing, but also, when it comes to the business game?
I think I'm a mama's boy. She's been in my life, of course, forever. She's been to every sporting event I had. She supported me to the no limit. She's gonna do whatever it takes. She wants her kids to be successful. So I call her Suge Knight. I don't know what she do for make these people buy these tickets, but she get the job done, and I can't I'm so appreciative of her. She's the one. I don't know what she do. She won't tell me her secret, but as long as she get the job done, I don't care.
Okay, so she be behind, a whole lot of people that be in attendance for these fights, man. I know that, you have your definitely your support group up there. Of course, the GSO. You got the GSO shirts. So hey, they got the gear too, man. Them GSO shirts. So folks be able to get that as well, man.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I know. For a lot of the fights that have been, there with you on, there's been like a huge crowd. They're supporting you there for sure. So I know that your mother is definitely behind, all of that.
Team Outlaw, we in the building. We put the cheeks in the seats, so we'll be there, no question. But you're going to see a crowd with GSO on, and they're going to come to represent.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Now, one thing also is that you kind of stress that you're very active in the community. Doing a lot of charity work. Like, how important is that to incorporate that with what you got going on?
I think it's major. I grew up in a neighborhood where I didn't really see that a lot. All you saw was a lot of negative things. So I want to give back to the community, and I think I have a passion to help older people. I think because of my nana. So I love my nana. Those who follow me know me and my nana's relationship, that I love her to death. So I'm a coach at a thing called Rocksteady, which is people who would have Parkinson's, and a lot of them are probably about 50 years old and all the way up to like 80 something. And I'm there with them on Wednesdays. So like I said, being giving back to the community, always being a helping hand that's who I've always been.
Word, for sure, for sure. Now, what would you say is like the most enjoyable thing about being a pro boxer?
I think for me is really it's probably making my own schedule in the sense, like not having to get up to go to an office for a 9 to 5. I'm not saying nothing wrong with that, but like I ain't gonna say I don't like structure, but I don't like being told what to do sometimes. So just being to get up and just do my own thing, and I know that if the effort I put in, that's if I can control this, you know what I mean? I don't have to rely on a team or nobody else. I mean, I have like a team, my coaches and but
Right.
when I'm in the ring, I have to execute. It'll show if I'm getting tired or whatever I'm doing wrong. It's probably the lack of preparation. So I make sure I put my all into the sport, and just being to get up and just follow my dream and be stress free for real. You have the stresses of life, but I'm blessed. I don't. Every day you ask me how I'm doing, I say every day is a good day. That's like my slogan. Every day, that's what I say all the time.
Yeah. Now, someone told me that as far as like boxing, it's like your sole proprietorship. So you pretty much like handle everything. Like everything, falls on you as far as like you said, like when you set a schedule to get to the gym, how often you get to the gym, how hard you work, everything, like all the results, it pretty much like falls on you. You know what I'm saying? So it basically builds like self-reliance, so to speak, in a sense with that.
Best sport ever. Boxing that's why I stopped playing team sports. I stopped fighting. I wanted to fight my teammates a lot, and I'm a sore loser. So if I lose, it's usually because I didn't do my job, or I control it. That's the best thing about boxing. I control the sport essentially. You know what I mean? I mean, if you go to the distance and your judges ultimately control it, but the job itself I can control. You know what I mean? So it's a beautiful sport, lonely sport, but beautiful sport.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Yeah. Now, who would you say are like fighters that you looked up to or look up to now in the pro game?
Looked up to Muhammad Ali is my favorite fighter of all time. You got Floyd Mayweather because people don't like him, but he did it. He did it. Probably got the highest paid fights and broke a lot of records, and he's a great guy. Currently, I like Canelo. I like Terrence Crawford, a bad man. I like Earl Spence, Gervonta Davis, of course. I mean, I can go on. I like local fighters. I'm a fan of boxing, so I like a lot of people.
Yeah, true that. Now, you said, you were involved in team sports. You kind of like told me that before. Do you still like, follow the thing there with like football or basketball or whatnot?
I follow, of course. I'm a Commanders fan here. And then basketball, I like LeBron. My favorite player is Allen Iverson. I like LeBron. He's out. So I'm just, but I follow all sports. I thought I was going to be the next Sean Taylor or something growing up. I don't know. Barry Sanders, Michael Vick. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But, like you said, I mean, being part of a team sport, it's like, hey, man, I don't know if I could rely on these other people, man. I got to do this thing on my own, man. Let me get, let me keep with this boxing game. So I ain't got to worry about nobody else.
We saying the same thing, 100%.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. Now, of course, you had this fight here going up against Isidro Curiel. Like, what is like some things that you might want to say that you're looking forward to with this particular bout, as far as like facing him with the record that he has there at 11 wins, 3 losses, and 1 draw.
I'm excited. Like you said, it's a good record. He's a durable guy from Mexico, and I think this fight I'm going to show my skills a lot more than ever before. For the real sharpshooter, be sharp, be smart, and ultimately break him down. He's durable and he's tough, but I'm gonna ultimately break him down, I think, and by any means necessary, I'm gonna get the job done. But I'm excited for this. He's gonna make me bring some skills out. He's gonna throw us, I think, some wild punches, and it's gonna be a good night.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Now, I mean, with this being a thing for like ProBox, I mean, this is they're kind of like what I'd say branching out, so to speak, because a lot of the times they're over there in like Plant City, Florida, having their presentations there in Plant City, Florida. So how is it to kind of like be involved in something like this alongside with No Excuse Promotions?
I was just about to say that. Shout out to Big Lamont and No Excuse Promotions who put me on the card. And originally I was not on the card, but I was training for a June date, and then my big bro Martin basically was like, just go ask. And I was like, can I get on the what's going on? And then I got on the card, and he was like, it's a no-brainer. Why wouldn't I have me? Especially any promoter in the local area want me on the card anyway. I'm gonna bring the people make some money. So
yeah,
it was a good thing. It was beautiful.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Like shout out to Lamont Roach Sr. there, having you on the card. Like I said, it's gonna be a very great experience there, of course, with the sharpshooter, no doubt. Top to bottom with the card, but especially there with the sharpshooter. So, like I said, man, the number of people are definitely gonna be coming out for this. So hey, if you can, like hit the folks up with your social media handles so they can follow you and go ahead and get those tickets here in the DC area.
At Sharpshooter Outlaw, all spelled regular. As you can see, the name I think popping up on the interview. But Sharpshooter Outlaw on every social media platform, and hit me up if you want to just talk about boxing, anything for tickets especially. But I'm down there. We could just talk. We could just chop it up, and I ain't hard to find.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Shoot the shit or whatever they say or whatnot. It don't matter. It don't matter. But like you said, I mean, you're just a couple weeks away from this big fight, so we're looking forward to that here. Just ready for you to go back to work, man. Big thanks for you joining us here, and we're definitely going to be seeing more of you here. Like I said, June 28th, Entertainment and Sports Arena, Washington, D.C. You see it, the sharpshooter, he ready. Greg, Sharpshooter Outlaw, man. Thanks for joining us here.
Thanks for having me, brother. Appreciate you.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt.